it's Gamer Ahmer here. So today we're going to go ahead and talk about some fun games for the Nintendo Wii. Now as you see in front of me, we have 7 fun video games for the Nintendo Wii console. And these video games right here are actually multiplayer games, and they have tons of mini games inside of the game that you can go ahead and play with up to 4 players. So, I thought I'd go ahead and talk about some of these fun games in my collection. These games are actually cheaper alternatives to play instead of always playing Mario Party. Now, don't get me wrong, I do love Mario Party games. I've played them since they first came out on the Nintendo 64. But sometimes you like to mix it up, and when I have friends come over, they like to play something a little bit different. So these are my go-tos for the Nintendo Wii. So first we have this Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz. Now this game is so much fun. You can pick up to tons of different characters. There's even some new characters on here. So you can play as Yin Yin and Doctor. And the great thing about this game is that there are tons of mini games on here. You can play with up to 4 players. So here it says, grab your friends and go bananas with 50 exciting party games using the new Wii remote. Wield the remote like a bat, jump rope, steering wheel, and much more, or zip through 8 colorful puzzle-packed worlds filled with surprises around every sharp turn. So this game is pretty fun. It's pretty competitive. You can play against one another simultaneously. You guys all get to play at the same time. And you run races, you play different sports games, some action-packed games, and they're just quick little mini games that are always competitive and so much fun. And I spent countless hours playing this game. I love all these characters on here. Definitely brings back some memories playing this game. And these games are so much fun. You play like bumper cars, you're chasing each other around, you have to keep the crown. You just run across a track, you have to race as fast as you can, you have to bump one another off, you're racing down a slope, and it's just so much fun to play. You collect bananas along the way. And then next up we have this Pac-Man Party. Now this game is actually really fun. It brings back some of these old classic characters that I played in the arcades back in the day. So you have Pac-Man, and you have Inky, Blinky, some other characters on here. So you, along with 4 friends, can play choosing any of these characters. And once again, there are tons of mini games in here. Now these ones are actually pretty creative, pretty colorful, pretty fun. So this says frantic multiplayer action, over 50 fun mini games. Join Pac-Man and his friends in a fantastic adventure, battling for cookies in 5 exciting worlds. So this game has so many fun games in it. There's sports related games, there's colorful games with food, there's drawing games, there's even a game that reminds me a little bit of Splatoon. You gotta roll around with some paint and you have to color a canvas, and you compete with other friends to try and see who can take over the canvas with their color. So these games are pretty exciting as well. You go head to head, and this one is very similar to Mario Party as well. It's just a great game, great characters, and I highly recommend it. And then right here we have DreamWorks Shrek's Carnival Craze Party Games. Now these ones are a little bit different than some of these other mini games. So right here, you recognize we have Shrek, Fiona, Donkey, and the other characters that are in the movies of Shrek. So right here, it says it's carnival time, Shrek style. So a lot of these mini games on here, there's actually 28 action-packed party games, cast favorites from all 3 movies, 6 unique Shrek-inspired locations, take on your friends in multiplayer, compete in tournament challenges. So these are pretty fun. You guys compete head-to-head against one another, and these are all kind of carnival-themed games. So you have some sack race games where you have to compete using the controller to see who can play the fastest, and then you go against one another in this little Wild Waterworks game where you have to aim and shoot the water into the mouth right here. And then there are some gingerbread games, then there are some throwing games, and it's just a lot of fun. This one takes a different spin on mini games, and it has them all carnival themed. And this is actually a pretty fun game. I couldn't find too much information on it, so I'm pretty excited that I had this one in my collection, and I'm excited that now I finally got the chance to play this along with some friends, and it's definitely a great game that a lot of people have missed. And then next up we have Raving Rabbids. Now this game is a lot of fun. They even made it into the Nintendo Switch game where they have Mario and the Rabbids crossover. So this game is so much fun. They kept creating it. I highly recommend these games. They're actually very cheap. You can find them still at GameStop and other places. I'm sure you can find them at used video game stores just all over the place. They're only a couple bucks. But these games are so much fun. They're so crazy. They're so kooky. The characters, they dress up into different costumes. It's just great. So here it says, save Raymond from Bunnies Gone Bad. And as you guys remember that character growing up, and it takes a different spin on it. You got these crazy rabbits that run around with toilet plungers, they shoot stuff, they just do tons of crazy things, throw cows, milk pigs, run races on animals, and more. This game is so much fun playing against other people. It's definitely creative, and this game did so well when it came out that they ended up making tons more Raving Rabbids, and it's even still around today on the Nintendo Switch. So I highly recommend this game. And then next up we have Raving Rabbids 2. Now this one went along the same theme. There are tons of different games. It says that there are over 50 unique games. So when you go head to head against 4 other players, you have tons of mini games that you can play. So this one was pretty fun. It says travel the globe in the craziest party game ever. So this one is a little bit different than the first game. They kind of set it in different areas. So you go all over the world, and each world has different style games. So they are sports related games, there's music related games, and it says shoot plungers to stop the Rabbids in real locations around the world. So this game just continues on. There's still tons of games that you can play multiplayer wise, and I had a lot of fun playing this one too. And then next up we have this Raving Rabbids TV Party, and this one is actually compatible with the Wii balance board. And the cool thing about this one, it says right here, hook up a Wii balance board to experience the first video game you can play with your bottom. So as these games continued, they just kept adding even more crazier and outrageous games in the mix. This one you can also play with up to 4 people, and you guys go head to head, and it says the Rabbids have invaded your TV, join them in the wackiest TV party ever. So it says race, surf, and even dance to hits like Jungle Boogie, ABC, and Ladies Night, and party it up in 4-person multiplayer or the new 8-player arcade mode. And there are over 50 hilarious games. So you just continue playing against one another, and in this game they actually use music, TV shows, and movies to help along the way. And these games are just crazy, they're wicked fun, and they're just wacky with these little crazy Rabbids that you can dress up in different characters. And these mini games are just so much fun. And then next up we have Raving Rabbids Travel in Time. Now this one is actually the 5th release of the Raving Rabbids series. They did have Raving Rabbids Go Home prior to this one, but it didn't feature that party game, those mini game styles. It was a little bit different. So after they made that one, they ended up coming back and making another party game. So this one says, have a blast in the past in this hilarious party game. Join the Rabbids as they travel back in time in a washing machine and make mess of history. So this one I thought was pretty fun. They actually go to different time eras, and you can go all the way back to when there were dinosaurs, mummies, all kinds of different times, and they compete in these crazy games where you end up flying along and racing against one another, kind of these sports action-y games, and you have tons of wacky costumes. There's dance-offs against your friends, so it's just more head-to-head fun with tons of games. There's more than 20 hilarious new mini games, from flying to jumping. So I highly recommend these games. They're pretty cheap, they're pretty fun. They're great multiplayer games. They're a lot of fun when you're playing along with your friends. They're pretty crazy, pretty wild. There are tons of different games, especially if you have the whole set. So I definitely think these are a pretty good option to play instead of always playing Mario Party against your friends. So these games right here are actually a cheaper option than playing Mario Party for the Wii. I actually found all of these games a lot cheaper than I would have spent on just the Mario Party game for the Nintendo Wii. And you can also play these on the Wii U, so that's just an added bonus. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Go ahead and check out my other videos and let me know what you think below.